don't mind that. Is the bathing safe in the bay?
Good Lord. 1 o'clock.
Oh, that's always fast.
It's kept perfect time for months.
You haven't been here for months.
Neither of you.
How did you enjoy Venice, Mrs. De Winter?
Oh, it was wonderful. Quite the most beautiful place I've ever been to.
Is it true that they've replaced all the gondolas with motorboats?
Who on earth told you that?
I think I read it in the paper.
I've never heard such rubbish.
Luncheon is served.
Oh, thank God for that. I'm infernally hungry. You still got the same cook?
Yes.
I've always remembered that souffle we had last summer. After you, my dear. I'll just wash my hands. My clock is darker.
The garden's lovely in the summer, a mass of blooms. I'm so glad you moved across to the east wing.
Oh, it was Maxim's idea. He seems to prefer it.
They've done it up frightfully well. These are charming. Tell me, are you very much in love with him? Oh, don't answer. I can see what you feel. I'm an interfering old bore, aren't I? You mustn't mind me. I'm devoted to Maxim, though we always bicker like cat and dog when we meet. When he first wrote and told me all about you, I must admit it was a bit of a shock. Of course, we all imagined a social butterfly, very modern, you know, plastered with paint, well, the sort of girl you meet in Monte Carlo hotels. And when you came into the morning room, you could have knocked me down with a feather. Poor Maxim, he went through a ghastly time. Well, let's hope you've made him forget about it.
I hope so.
You know, you really ought to do something about your hair. Why don't you have it waved? It's so very lanky, isn't it? Must look awful under a hat. Why don't you sweep it back behind your ears? Oh, no, that's worse, too severe. What does Maxim say? Does he think it suits you?
Well, he's never mentioned it before.
Hasn't he? Well, he must have changed then. He used to be so particular. Say, how do you get on with Mrs. Danvers?
Well, she scares me a little. I've never seen anyone quite like her before.
I don't suppose you have. Did she seem friendly?
No, not very.
Well, that's hardly surprising. She's insanely jealous, of course. I was afraid she would be.
Jealous of me and Maxim?
Oh, good Lord, no. No, she resents your being here. That's the trouble.
Well, why should she resent me?
Oh, I thought you knew. I thought Maxim would have told you, my dear. She simply adored Rebecca. I say we must be going. The Cartwrights are dining tonight. Do you know the Cartwrights? She's great fun.
Come on, let's go for that walk. Oh, Robert, will you fetch a raincoat and some Wellingtons from the flower room for Mrs. De Winter? What did you think of Beatrice?
I liked her enormously. She was very nice to me.
What did you talk about?
All sorts of things. She said I was quite different from what she'd expected.
What the devil did she expect?
Oh, someone smarter, more sophisticated, I think. A social butterfly, she said.
Yes, well, Beatrice is one of the best people in the world, but she can be damnably unintelligent. Come on, Jasper! Not that way, come on!
Why does he want to go that way?
I expect he's used to it. It leads to a bay where we used to keep a boat. Come on, Jasper! Do you remember I told you about a pathway that leads down to a valley? You'll see it in a minute. There, take a look at that. We call it the Happy Valley.
It's beautiful. The most beautiful place I've ever seen.
Jasper! Jasper!
Oh, look, there he is.
Jasper! Jasper, come back!
I'll go and get him.
No, don't!
Oh, we can't just leave him.
He'll find his own way home.
He might fall. Jasper! Jasper!
Digging for shell. No shell here. Been digging since forenoon.
I'm sorry. Jasper!
No shell here.
Come here! It's getting late. Come on! Jasper!
I know that dog. He comes from the house.
Yes, I want him to come back with me now.
Well, he's not yourn.
He's Mr. De Winter's dog. I want to take him back to the house. Come here, Jasper, please. What is it, boy? What do you want?
I saw he going yonder.
Oh, it doesn't matter. Mr. De Winter won't mind.
She don't go in there now.
No, not now.
She's gone in the sea, ain't she? She ain't coming back.
No, she won't come back.
You won't put me in the asylum, will you?
No, of course not.
I ain't done nothing. I never told no one. Nobody's no cause to putting me away.
Nobody's going to put you away.
Well, she said she would if I told what I saw.
I don't know what you mean.
Come on! It's going to rain!
Goodbye. Who is that man?
It's Ben. He's quite harmless, poor devil. His father used to be one of the keepers. They live near the home farm. Where did you get that string?
Oh, in that cottage.
Was the door open?
Yes.
Damn, it should be locked.
wait for me? Can we look at the West Wing after tea?
Ask Mrs. Danvers, she'll show you.
Why can't you?
I have other things to do.
Maxim, what is it?
What's what?
Why are you behaving like this?
Like what?
You haven't spoken for the last 10 minutes, and when I asked to see the West Wing, you almost snapped my head off.
Look, there are certain things I do not wish to see. There are certain things I do not wish to do. You can do what you like, but don't expect me to stir up memories that can only destroy us both.
I'm sorry, Maxim, I'm sorry.
Oh, God, what a fool I was. We should have stayed in Italy.
Could I speak to you, sir?
Yes, Frith, what is it?
It's about Robert. There's been a slight unpleasantness between him and Mrs. Danvers.
Oh, Lord.
It appears Mrs. Danvers has accused Robert of secreting a valuable ornament from the morning room. Mrs. Danvers went into the room after luncheon, noticed it was missing. It was there before lunch, she said. She accused Robert of either taking the ornament or breaking it and concealing the breakage. Robert has denied both these accusations most emphatically.
Well, supposing it was somebody else, one of the maids.
Well, no, sir, the only people who've been in the room since Mrs. Danvers are myself to serve the sherry and Robert to clear the glasses.
Well, you better ask Mrs. Danvers to come here and we'll get to the bottom of it. What ornament was it?
The china cupid, sir, that stands on the writing table.
Oh, Lord. That's one of our treasures, isn't it? It'll have to be found. Get hold of Mrs. Danvers at once.
Very good, sir.
Oh, what a nuisance. That Cupid's worth a hell of a lot. Oh, how I hate servants' rise. You ought to deal with this, you know. It's your job, not mine.
Darling, I meant to tell you. I'm sorry. I broke that Cupid.
You broke it?
I'm sorry, I meant to tell you. I forgot. I'm sorry.
Well, why didn't you say so just now when Frith was here?
I didn't like to. I was afraid he'd think me a fool.
He'll think you're much more of a fool now. You'll have to explain to him and Mrs. Danvers.
Oh, no, please, Maxim, you do it. I'll go upstairs.
Oh, don't be such an idiot. Anyone would think that you were afraid of them.